Number 7, regular sexual activity and orgasms. You probably know that a healthy diet can increase life expectancy, but scientists discovered another prescription for longevity. In a 1979 study done in the town of Caerphilly, researchers tracked the health of 918 middle aged men to better understand the relationship between sex and mortality. And what they discovered was that men who had two or more orgasms per week had a 50% lower mortality rate compared to those reporting less than one per month. So, regular sex and a high frequency of orgasms will literally increase your life expectancy. And it's because sexual activity functions like a cardiovascular workout. It improves blood flow, strengthens the heart, drives the stress hormone cortisol down, and naturally releases oxytocin. Scientists call this the love hormone, the chemical your brain produces during closeness and connection. Oxytocin also reduces inflammation, which is one of the root drivers of aging and chronic disease. It's the combination of physical exertion, stress relief, and intimate human connection that promotes longevity. So if you want to live a longer, healthier life, have more sex and orgasm often. Just avoid the empty one night stands. Number 6, strong positive social connections and relationships. Your relationships are more predictive of how long you live than your genes. The Harvard study of adult development has been running for over 85 years, which is the longest study of human well-being ever conducted. And after tracking thousands of people from their teens all the way into old age, across careers, marriages, and lifestyles, the researchers came to the conclusion that the quality of your relationships is the single strongest predictor of how long and how well you live, not your genetics, your wealth, nor your diet, but your relationships. The biological science behind this is indisputable. Strong social bonds lower inflammation, regulate cortisol, and slow what scientists call telomere shortening, which is essentially the biological clock ticking inside every one of your cells. And when telomeres become too short, cells stop dividing, which leads to senescence, the deterioration and degradation of life holistically. A 2010 analysis of 148 studies found that social isolation raises your risk of death by roughly 50%, which is comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Loneliness is not just an emotional experience, it is a physiological threat. Your body reads disconnection as a survival threat and responds with elevated stress hormones, poor sleep, and a weakened immune system. Dr. Robert Waldinger, the director of the Harvard study, describes it as social fitness. The idea that your relationships are something you actively build and maintain, the same way you would your physical health. So find your people, build those strong and positive connections, because the quality of your relationships can literally increase your life expectancy. Number 5, maintaining healthy sleep duration and quality. For most of human history, sleep was treated as wasted time. The phrase, "I'll sleep when I'm dead," became a badge of honor in hustle culture, but the ironic truth is, skipping sleep will actually get you there faster. An analysis from over 1.3 million people across longitudinal studies worldwide found what researchers describe as a U-shaped relationship between sleep and mortality. Sleep fewer than 5 hours a night and your risk of dying rises by 12%. Sleep more than 9 hours and your risk further increases to 30%. The sweet spot is 7 to 8 hours, and deviation in either direction costs you. What your body is actually doing in that window is remarkable. The brain activates what scientists call the glymphatic system, which is essentially your brain's cleaning system that flushes out metabolic toxic waste products that accumulate during the day. Your hormones reset. Your immune system builds memory, the all natural biological process of cellular repair that no pill, supplement, or biohack can replicate. Every major chronic disease, from cardiovascular disease to diabetes to cancer, shows measurable links to chronic sleep disruption. So, the most impactful thing you can do for your health and longevity is to protect and prioritize your sleep like your life depends on it. Because getting 8 hours of quality sleep of every day will not only produce the best version of you, but give you the longest life possible. Number four, having a strong sense of purpose. Japan is historically known for longevity and has one of the highest concentration of people living past 100 in the world. It's because they embrace what they call ikigai, which roughly translates to why I wake up in the morning. It is the thing that makes your existence feel meaningful, the strong sense and belief that your life has purpose. And embracing this ikigai lifestyle has proven to add years to your life. The Osaki study followed over 43,000 Japanese adults over 7 years and found that those without a clear sense of ikigai had a significantly higher risk of all-cause mortality. In another research done by Blue Zones studying people that live the longest, estimates that having a strong sense of purpose can potentially add up to 7 years of life expectancy. Purpose keeps your stress response in check, lowers cardiovascular disease risk, and protects against cognitive decline. And living a purposeful life promotes awareness and gratitude that makes action effortless. So if you have been feeling like you are just going through the motions, lost and unsure what to do, that's just part of the process. Take your time, try new things, keep taking action, and find your purpose. Because the Ikigai lifestyle is an optimistic, holistic approach to life that increases your life expectancy. Number three, maintaining a healthy body weight. Weight is one of the most powerful independent predictors of lifespan, and research consistently shows that maintaining a body mass index between 18.5 and 25 is one of the strongest independent indicators of a longer life. And the reason is that excess body fat is not passive storage. Scientists describe it as metabolically active tissue, meaning it is not just sitting there, it is producing inflammatory proteins that disrupt insulin, raise blood pressure, and place sustained stress on your heart, kidneys, joints, and arteries. Each additional risk factor feeds the others. Carrying excess weight raises the likelihood of diabetes, which compounds cardiovascular strain, which disrupts sleep, which drives up cortisol, which makes weight management even harder. Studies pairing healthy body weight with other positive behaviors show mortality risk reductions that stack dramatically compared to any single intervention on its own. This is not about extreme leanness or aesthetics. It's about sustainable weight management through consistent movement and whole food nutrition, because it simply outperforms every short-term intervention in the long run. So one of the most straightforward ways for longevity is by maintaining your body mass index within the normal ranges, because scientifically this is where your body functions optimally. Number two, optimism and a positive outlook. Your internal narration about the future can directly impact your lifespan. A 2019 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that optimistic individuals lived 11 to 15% longer on average, with significantly greater odds of reaching age 85 or older. Another study that tracked over 150,000 racially diverse women confirmed the same pattern held across every ethnic group. The most optimistic quarter of participants lived 5.4% longer, which translates to roughly 4 additional years of life. Optimism extends your lifespan through several converging pathways. Optimists have lower stress hormone responses, stronger immune function, healthier hearts, and wider social networks. They exercise more, are consistent about medical care, and are more resilient. Researchers also found that optimism is a trainable skill. It is not an inherited trait that you either have or don't. The way you interpret setbacks, the expectations you carry about the future, and the story you tell yourself about whether things will work out, all of it is dynamic and shapeable with practice. So, if your inner monologue sounds more like a critic than a coach, it's time to reevaluate and shift the narrative. Because the research and data shows that the people who genuinely believe good things are possible not only feel better, they actually live longer. Number one, stress management and reduction. Stress is experienced by everyone. It is a normal part of life. You get stressed from an upcoming deadline, a difficult conversation, or a new environment. And during these times, it sharpens your focus, builds resilience, and helps you grow holistically. The problem is chronic stress. It's the perpetual feeling of being pressured and overwhelmed that will negatively impact all areas of your life. In a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, Alyssa Epple and Elizabeth Blackburn discovered that women under the highest levels of sustained stress had telomeres that were shorter than low-stress women by the equivalent of 10 years of additional biological aging. Telomeres are the protective caps at the ends of your DNA strands. They keep your genetic material as your cells divide. The shorter they get, the faster your cells deteriorate. And chronic stress accelerates their shortening by suppressing telomerase, which is the enzyme that your body uses to repair them. The accumulation of this wear over time is what scientists call allostatic load. Essentially, the total biological cost your body pays for years of unmanaged stress. It shows up as cardiovascular disease, metabolic dysfunction, weakened immunity, and accelerated cognitive decline. Small daily practices like mindfulness, time in nature, regular exercise, and quality sleep all measurably slow this process. Stress will always be part of life. It is unavoidable, and if you want to live a longer life, learn how to manage it with a healthy approach. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to see more.